Welcome to Cobra Kai Studios. I am your host, Daniel Sun, and this is another fan questions video. And to start it off, we're going to get into it with Jim. Why did Moon get mad at Hawk for being a bully when she was one herself? She was laughing at his lip and sweater in the cafeteria. You know, it is a good point. It's kind of hypocritical on her part to get mad at him, but I think the reason why she did is because she's trying to change at that point in time, maybe. You know, she's trying to get away from their old friends, trying to become a different person, but at the same time, she is with Hawk, so it's like, how much is she really changing? You know, now towards when they break up, you can tell that she's changed quite a bit, and that'd be more of the point of time, I would assume, that she would start trying to not be a bully, but at the same time, I get your point, you know, it's like, why would she even tell him that when she herself is one? So it's like, kind of hypocritical, you know, but I guess it just most likely is to break down to the fact that she's trying to change, maybe, you know. That's my understanding of it, I'm assuming. I want to know what you all think. Why do you think that Moon told Hawk to quit being a bully when, you know, she was a bully herself? So, what do you think the reason is? On to the next one from Chaos. I wonder, what do you think the odds are of Johnny bringing up Mr. Miyagi saving his life? I wouldn't say it's like high odds, but I could see it possibly happening in a situation where maybe Johnny and Daniel are talking. Maybe Daniel brings up Mr. Miyagi, and that'd be a good point in time for Johnny to kind of be like, you know, bring up like past memories of Miyagi himself, explain, you know, how he never got to say thank you, or something along those lines. I could see being the way it would play out. Now, maybe you all have some different ideas, and I want to hear what you have to say about how you think Johnny would even go about talking about Mr. Miyagi saving his life, or who he would say it to, or what do you think? How do you think that would go out and play out? On to the next comment from Bonsai Kai Dojo. Another great one. Thank you, Sensei. I really appreciate it. You know, it's always fun to do these and learn from everybody as I'm doing them, because sometimes I don't always know the answers, and some of you all do. Some of you have great ideas, theories, and the questions themselves are brilliant, so I always enjoy these. And the other videos I make too, but I mean, these are my favorites so far for sure. On to the next one from Lisa. Random theory. What if when Robbie is looking over, he has such a surprised face because there was an officer giving him a box, or a soldier giving him a box at jail? He doesn't know what it is, but then he sees what it is and says it turns out maybe his mom left rehab early, joined the army, and she died, and that was her body. Once he figures out, he starts crying, and then his old friends show up from season 1. That is a random theory for sure, Lisa. I don't know if that's something that we could see play out. Now, I guess Robbie's mom could be one of the deaths they were talking about. You know, she's not a very like prominent character in the show as far as she's in every episode kind of situation. So I guess maybe they could be delivering some kind of news like that. But in my opinion, his look looks more like anger than sadness, though. I feel like the anger he gives them is like a disappointed, sad look with anger. So you know what I mean? Like, would that be the look that he would give if his mom did pass away and that was something they were doing? I feel like that it would just be sad, not angry and sad, and you know, disappointed and confused the way he looks, you know. I just feel like it would be something a little different, but you know, maybe not, you know. It just, I guess, kind of depends. On to the next comment from Jeff. On Bonsai Kai Dojo, they dove into the fact that Daniel wasn't Miyagi's first student. Very well done, showing that Julie Pierce's grandfather was his first student, since he saved Mr. Miyagi from death in the war. Yeah, I know, I've seen that, Jeff. Yeah, and I actually seen that post itself, which was really interesting, because I always thought that was kind of a possibility that he had trained somebody else as it is, and I guess it makes a lot of sense that he would have had a student before Daniel, you know. I mean, he was already old when he met Daniel, so you would think that he had taught someone else in prior, you know. And then that gives a lot of reason why some people think that Julie's gonna make her way back into the show, which wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing Julie show up in some way. It probably would be better than the movie we will not mention. I'm just kidding. No, the next Karate Kid, though, it's like, I've watched it a few times. It's not my favorite for damn sure, but it's not all that great either. There was a lot that it could have been, and it just wasn't. On to the next one from Aaron. Does Johnny still have his old dirt bike? I imagine he don't, but it's possibly at maybe Sid's house in a storage unit or something like that. Considering we've seen he lives in an apartment and everything, like, I'm sure he doesn't have access to it like that, or else maybe he has a storage unit. If so, then yeah, probably, but my opinion would be no, I don't think so. On to the next one from Jeff. Stingray is not in season 3, just like Aisha. That is what I'm waiting for at the beginning now. They write her out or leave the door open for her to return, as seems a lot of people would really like to see her back. Yeah, I'm curious to how they're going to have these characters disappearing from the show, you know. It really makes me wonder how they're going to actually take her out of the show completely, or if, like you said, if they're just going to kind of leave it as a loose end where, if need be, she can return at any given time. But at the moment, she's not going to be present kind of situation. And I feel like that's possibly what's going to be played out there. I mean, I guess it could play out either way, but that's what I think would happen. On to the next one from Lisa. What if Chozen is in a marriage, but they get divorced? Daniel and Amanda get divorced in season 3, and Chozen flies to America after meeting Daniel in Okinawa, and he ends up with Amanda. Daniel ends up with Chozen's wife, and it turns out Tyler was Chozen's kid. Honestly, Lisa, I don't think that would happen. That would, it just seems like that'd be going way too off the storyline of what they're probably trying to go with Cobra Kai. So I don't think that would happen. Now, if Tyler was Chozen's kid, that would be a twist that none of us would expect or seen coming for sure. I mean, I don't think he is. In my opinion, I don't think Tyler's Chozen's son. But I guess you don't know. I guess you can't say, oh, he's for sure not, and then the next thing you know he is. That'd just be random, wouldn't it? On to the next comment from Aaron. What if Sid tells Johnny he loves him before he dies? If for any reason Johnny's on the side of Sid in his deathbed or whatever, I kind of can see that happening, honestly, Aaron. I wouldn't say for sure, though, but I mean, I could see it happening just because I feel like when Johnny paid him back all that money, I feel like it kind of changed Sid's mind and perspective of Johnny in a big way. How that way exactly is, if it really is going to show any kind of affection of love towards Johnny, I don't know, I guess it's just, if we see that happen, then I guess we'll know, but from my opinion, I could see it happening, but I don't know, I don't know if they're going to show that kind of scene in Cobra Kai, if it's going to be like Johnny was away and Sid died, he gets a call kind of situation. I don't know how they're going to play that out if Sid's the one that's going to die, but I do think he is going to be a character that dies in season 3. On to the next one from Nick. I think they will stick with the way they usually end a season. Season 3 ends with a return or a reference to a return in season 4. I agree too. I'm pretty sure that that's going to be something along the lines that happens. I'm just more so curious of like what the cliffhanger though, besides that, is actually going to be for season 3. It just makes me wonder. I don't know. There's so much that it could be that it's kind of hard to think about it. I mean, because there's so many theories and ideas. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot that we could probably think about there. Obviously, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a reference to another character. The question is how that reference is going to play out. On to the next one from Aaron. Will Allie Mills tell Amanda about Johnny's past and why he likes to train Miguel? I don't know. I guess if Allie and Amanda actually do become like friends in some sort in the show, they might talk and kind of get an understanding of each other, and it might get brought up about Johnny. Just saying, it's very possible. But I don't know. I guess that's something that could happen. I just don't know if the writers are going to go that way towards that, Like, I kind of can see Amanda and Allie being friends if Allie returns. And I can see Allie making amends with Johnny, or Johnny making amends with her and actually becoming a couple again. Now, I don't know if that's for sure what we can expect to happen, but I could see it happen, honestly, in my opinion. It's just something I could see playing out. On to the next one from Roy. Cobra Kai Do is Cobra Kai Club School in Japanese. No. Just no. That's funny, Roy. On to the next one from Lisa. Random theory. Is Miguel's dad comes back in season 3 or any other season, will he fight Hawk? He will have some martial arts experience as we get taught martial arts in the show. I don't think so, I don't even know if we're going to actually see Miguel's dad make a return, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't rule it out that he's not going to make a return or appearance, but I feel like that would be the time to do it with him being injured, like it'd be a time for his mom to actually reach out and try to connect with his dad and be like, hey, our son's injured, he got really injured at school, that kind of situation. Then maybe we might see his dad return, but as for fighting, I think Johnny and Miguel's dad would fight over anybody. That's just who I feel like would be the fight if that was to be the case, you know what I mean? But I don't know. On to the next one from Jeff. In regards to the deed for the village? Go back and rewatch Karate Kid 2, as when Sato returns to the village to help rebuild it, he gives the deed to Mr. Miyagi and says, deed to village, and Bone Dance will be held in the castle for all time. So the deed belongs to the village as a whole, just like a co-op, so all the villagers own it together, neither Daniel or Chozen. Nice, that's an awesome answer, Jeff, for sure. So you see, that makes sense, too. It would make sense that it's going to remain, like, as you said, like, owned by the whole village in one, not just a single person, let alone Daniel or Chozen. So nice. I appreciate you actually answering and taking being a part of the, videos themselves and answering the questions yourself when you have answers that I can't answer, So I appreciate it. On to the next one from TV Theories. Will Dutch return? Terry will be in Cobra Kai. No, I don't. I personally don't think Dutch is going to return. There's a lot of proof that he's not going to return anyways. He's already turned down the role as it is. So I don't think there will ever be a return of Dutch. Just my opinion. I don't see it happening. And yeah, I'm pretty sure positive Terry's going to be in it. I'm just curious of how they're going to introduce Terry Silver back into the show. That's my biggest ideas and theories that I'm really speculating on, is how they're actually going to bring him back. So I'm pretty sure he's going to return. Whether it be season 3, season 4, I'm sure that Terry Silver is going to make his way back into the show in some kind of a way. How do you all think he's going to return? What do you think is going to be how he comes back into play? I think it's going to be something along the lines of Kreese gets in touch with him, has him come down to the studio, sees that he's back in charge of Cobra Kai. What do you think? I want to hear your opinions and ideas. On to the next one from Aaron. Will Terry Silver blackmail or pay off the All Valley Tournament Committee to let John Kreese coach the All Valley Tournament? I personally don't even think that's going to be a matter anymore because of the fact that it's already been reinstated. Cobra Kai has. I don't think it matters if it's Johnny or Kreese running it. Now, what I could see happening is Daniel stepping up and being like, look, this is John Kreese. This is the original one that we had banned for a reason. Then maybe? And then in that sense, then yeah, maybe Terry Silver would have to pull some strings and kind of figure out how to get them back into the tournament. So maybe. Maybe. On to the next one from Jeff. Silver would still own Cobra Kai, but couldn't enter the All Valley Tournament because he was banned for life. So in my opinion, Johnny has to get Cobra Kai back in season 3 or 4, as both Kreese and Silver are still banned for life. Cobra Kai isn't with Johnny. That's what I'm kind of confused at though. For real though, Jeff. It's see, if Cobra Kai is with Johnny, it's reinstated. But technically, I think Cobra Kai in general was reinstated just by Johnny doing what he did to get it back into the tournament. So I don't think it'd even matter if Kreese and Silver came back. I think just in general, Cobra Kai would already be ready to be enlisted again, because it wasn't just Johnny himself that got Cobra Kai, you know what I mean? It's not like it's completely synced to him, if you understand what I mean. Because if it was, then why would they have said that Johnny was banned to begin with? You know what I mean? Cobra Kai was already owned by Silver and Kreese, and that's what Daniel brought up, and then they were, it was already banned anyway, so it didn't matter who owned it, who was running the dojo, it was banned by the name itself. So if the name itself's already unbanned, then therefore, whoever owns it, regardless, whoever's running it, Kreese, Silver, whatever be the case, should have no problem re-enlisting, unless Daniel brings it up to the committee to have them re-ban him for life, So that's what I'm thinking. I'm just curious how it'll actually play out, and if it'll even play out at all, On to the next one from Quiet. Do you think Kreese intercepted Allie's Facebook message and pretended to be Johnny? If so, what kind of message do you think he might have sent her? Would he have sent Allie... want Allie to return to the valley or something else? Appreciate any insights you might have. Thanks in advance. I was actually thinking of that because of the fact that, we don't know what happened to Johnny's laptop, if it's still at the dojo or if he actually has it. So let's assume it's still at the dojo. Well, then that John Kreese could very easily do something like that. And I wouldn't put it past him to pretend to be Johnny and try to get Allie to come back. He has so many secret motives and, hatred for people, it seems like. And he's so crooked. I could very easily see him doing exactly that. And how it would play out, I don't know. But I could see it happening in some way. I really could. That's a hell of a question, Quiet. I feel like if he was to do something like that, what would be the motives of getting Allie to come back? Or maybe he tries to get Allie to hate him. Maybe he doesn't want Johnny to be happy and he doesn't want Johnny to rekindle that friendship or love, whatever you want to call it. And maybe he, makes Allie hate Johnny more. Something, I don't know. I guess there's a lot of possibilities. On to the next one from Aaron. What if Terry Silver comes back with his own students? If he was still teaching and still had a Cobra Kai somewhere else, that's very possible, which could fill the Cobra Kai dojo up with more people, new faces, maybe a daughter or son of Terry Silver. Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out that he still was training students in some way. We don't know enough about what Terry Silver has been doing this whole time to really, make for sure statements. But I guess, hopefully we'll find out. Hopefully we get a Terry Silver backstory. That'd be kind of interesting when he returns, On to the next one from Aaron. Did Miyagi tell Daniel he trained Julie Pierce? Considering how close they was, you would assume so. But it also kind of seems like something Miyagi would have not really cared to bring up unless asked kind of situation. So I would say it's like a 50-50 chance that Daniel knows about Julie and a 50-50% chance that he doesn't. But at the same time, if Julie was really, really close with Miyagi, like, we feel she was, you would assume she would have been at the funeral. Therefore, Daniel would have met her there, maybe. But, even if, I don't know. It's a really tough question because there's a lot of possibilities to think about. So it's like, I don't know. On to the next one from Nick Polio. Will Allie be in Season 3? Okay, what will Allie do in Season 3? How will she come in? How will Allie make a return? I feel like that it's going to have to be a connection between her and Johnny. I feel like those two are going to be Johnny is going to be what brings her back to the show. Not to say for sure it couldn't be Daniel or something, because she might reach out to Daniel too. Just because we've seen that she sent a friend request to Johnny doesn't mean Johnny's the only one that got a friend request. But let's assume Johnny was. Then I'm going to assume Johnny, or like I just mentioned earlier, maybe Kreese gets a hold of her and kind of tricks her to coming back. Or something along those lines. I would assume it has to be Johnny would have to, get in touch with her in some kind of a way and actually bring her back. Doesn't mean that's what's going to happen, but it's just something I kind of feel could happen. And maybe we'll see play out in some kind of way. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one, though. I'm kind of curious, too, what you all think. How do you think Allie's going to make a return? How do you think she's going to... If she's going to be in Season 3, what do you think is going to be her role? How is she going to be brought into the show again? What do you think? On to the next one from Quiet Lightning. What do you think will motivate Terry Silver to come out of his hideout, or space station, or underground bunker for that, and make himself more visible in Cobra Kai universe? Honestly, I think Terry Silver has been in the shadows the entire time making things happen. In the Cobra Kai universe, who knows? Maybe he even organized and planned Johnny's meeting with Carmen and Miguel in a sneaky way none of them were even aware of. Maybe he was the shadow player that made the school fight happen. Maybe he was the law looked the other way when Johnny spray painted the rocket ship on Daniel LaRusso's billboard and paid Tom Cole off to keep quiet about it and not press charges. I can go on, but I think I've made my point. What do you think will make Terry Silver come out from being behind the shadows? Thanks in advance. I agree fully on that. I'm 100% feeling, well, I'm not 100% sure, but in my opinion, I'm pretty sure Terry Silver has been around this entire time behind the scenes, watching, making moves, setting things into motion, just like kind of how you explained. Now, I don't know for sure if he has been, but in a lot of ways it would make sense that he was. And then there's kind of the conflict of, what if he wasn't? Then, well, I guess it's just things played out naturally by chance and fate. But I feel like Tori was a plant by him for some reason. I really do. The whole, if he set up Carmen and Miguel in the meeting, I could see that being a possibility in the fact that maybe he was keeping tabs on Johnny, and when Johnny was trying to move somewhere, maybe he already knew Miguel and Carmen were living at that motel at the apartment, and he had it set up to where that was like Johnny's only option, so he had to go to that to that apartment, and vice versa. I guess could be either or, but that's kind of how I feel that would be, the way it would play out, just kind of the way I think about it, On to the next one from Aaron. What if that is Tori Robbie is looking at in jail? Very possible. It really is very possible that Tori would be one to go see him and kind of share her opinions of how she feels about him and what he did. And if that's the case, then yeah, kind of could see that being, something that could happen. I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't rule that one out at all. It really is actually probably possible, So I guess maybe. I'm going to just, throw a maybe out there. I don't want to say, yeah, that's what's going to happen, and, it's not really possible. I don't know. What do you all think, though? You think it's possible that that's who he's looking at? All right, I guess it could be. What do you think, though? On to the next one from Aaron. Do you think that Daniel will find a loophole to keep training the Miyagi-Do students? Oh, for sure. He's going to find a way around what Amanda was saying, and he's going to eventually... It might not happen right away now. It might not happen right away, but he's going to find a way to start training again. I just have that feeling for sure. It's like, why would they permanently remove him from being able to train, you know? And then yet show him fighting and training with Chozen. You know, maybe he's kind of going back to his old roots, trying to get his head back on, then goes back to training kind of situation. That's kind of what I feel like is going to happen. I don't know if that's for sure, but that's just kind of what I feel like is going to happen. On to the next one from Lisa. You're awesome, Daniel-san. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. You all are awesome as well. Every one of you that watches, participates, just tunes in, doesn't talk, it don't matter. You're all awesome. On to the next one from Quiet Lightning. I feel I have to go with Team Sam because she really is Miguel's twin flame. She is Miguel's Juliet in both beauty and emotional depth. Miguel obviously loves her despite her comparative emotional immaturity. She's right for him. For better or worse, I can only hope Miguel's maturity can help her become a better person. I imagine it will be a long road for the two-star-crossed lovers with so many possible snags before any kind of a happy ending. But there's a ghost of a chance for the two, and I see a light at the end of the tunnel. Love is a race 1 by 2. One step ahead, split ends, and I'm betting on Team Sam. No, yeah, I honestly, you know, obviously I'm more of a fan of Tori, and I'd rather Tori and Miguel remain a couple. But you're right, and I do feel like it's for sure going to probably be Miguel and Sam getting back together. I mean, it makes a lot of logical sense, honestly, with the way the show's been written so far and the things that have happened up to this point. You know, him and her kissing, causing the big fight. It almost seems like impossible to think otherwise that it won't happen, you know? So I'm pretty sure they will indeed end up being a couple again. And I don't know, I might grow to like Sam's character more. Maybe. I don't know. But I guess we'll see. On to the next one from Aaron. Will Carmen and Amanda and Allie Mills talk? I don't know that I would see them three getting together in one situation. Now, let's say that Allie's just a friend. She's just a friend with Johnny, wants to see Johnny and Daniel, and for some reason Carmen and Johnny do end up getting back together, some random chance down the line, then maybe. But besides that, I don't really think it would happen that way. I don't know. I guess you never know. On to the next comment from Alan. Team Sam. Yeah, a lot of people are Team Sam, you know, and that's perfectly fine. You know, everybody's got their own choice. Some people can't really choose between the two, so they chose both, which is perfectly fine as well. On to the next one from Christopher. Another awesome video as usual. I do not think Kreese is Johnny's father. He was interested in joining Cobra Kai at a very young age, and considering how close it seems like Johnny and his mom are, I feel like she would have gone to at least one of the 3 tournaments we know he was in. I feel like Johnny's mom would have met Kreese, or at least seen him. Yeah, I agree fully, and it makes sense, you know, like, how would they even be able to go about seeing each other if that was the case and not say anything, you know what I mean? Like, there's just no way that that's possible, in my opinion. I don't see any way of that happening, personally. Now, so I agree, you know, I agree fully. I don't think that that's even any chance possible of Kreese being Johnny's dad. I don't even know how it would make sense any other way. So I guess that makes a good point, you know. I don't think it's possible. On to the last comment from Quiet. Do you think Daniel went all the way with Allie or Kamiko? Just a funny question. Don't answer if you feel it's in poor taste. Laugh out loud. Personally, I doubt he did it with either one of the girls because Daniel seemed, well, too pure and noble and honorable to push for that. But it's one of those things I wonder about, and if I'm wrong, it could be a plot point. Thanks for any insights. No, you're allowed to ask whatever. I done told you, you know, I'll go over anything. I don't care. You know, there's channels that especially these videos are about us, so you feel free to ask what you want. And me personally, I don't think he did with Allie. For sure, I don't think he did with Allie. But I think he did with Kamiko. He seemed like really in love with her, and I would see that being his first, like, real love, if you know what I mean. So I would say no with Allie, but yes with Kamiko is my opinion for that question, Quiet. Not to say for sure, but that's just what I feel. I feel like that would be the case in my vote. Now, maybe you all have a different idea and theory on that one, and if you do, feel free to comment and let me know how you feel about it, you know. But that's going to be it for this video, everyone. So, as always, I want to say thank you to Bonsai Kai Dojo. Thank you to all of you that are my moderators and always are commenting and hanging out in the premieres and leaving questions and theories and interacting as a community. I want to say thank you to all of you who watch my videos, whether you like them, dislike them, whatever be the case, whether you subscribe, don't subscribe. Maybe I at least made your day in a little bit. If not, I tried. But that's going to be it, everyone. So I hope you have a great rest of your night. And as I always say, don't forget, stay badass, everyone. We'll see you on the next one.